This is the Jeff Kai's Auto Sports Desk.
The Riverhawks have a Monell mentality on the mats. Bearcats softball is headed out and headed west. Plus, the Ponies double up at Dunkin Park. Welcome to the Sports Desk. There's a bright future for wrestling at Owego, that much in part to Joseph Monell. The 12-year-old is turning heads across the country and racking up wins before even becoming a teen. One of those W's already in the Riverhawks trophy case, our 12 Sports Athlete of the Week.
Joey Monell has been wrestling since he was 5 years old and picked it up pretty quickly. But hearing how he first got started, it comes as no surprise why.
My brothers were wrestling and my dad was the coach, so I decided I wanted to try it out.
The Owego Riverhawk, who also trains at Extreme Wrestling, has already accomplished so much on the wrestling mat. Just recently on May 4th, he took first place at the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Association Eastern National Tournament in Salisbury, Maryland, and is also a two-time New York State champion. But at just 12 years old, it's Joey's mindset and wisdom that separates him from the rest.
A lot of kids come in and they go through the motions and they do it and they get better, they expect to get better, but they're not thinking about that or they're not dreaming about getting better. They're not living it. And this is really, I've seen him evolve and mature in the sport over the last year or two to a point where he's decided what he wants and decided what it takes to get there, and he's willing to do those things. And that level of thought and maturity isn't always coming out at a 12-year-old. And he's really, I would say in the last 12 months, made big leaps in that drive and that maturity.
Well beyond his years, especially when you hear his mentality every time he steps on the mats.
I think that it's not about how good you are. I think it's about how good you think you are. There's a lot of wrestlers who are really good wrestlers and have the ability to beat people, but they get in their own heads and think that they're not as good as the other person.
With that kind of mentality, Joey can make it all the way to the top.
I want to go up to the Olympic stage in wrestling.
And I'm sure we'll see you there one day. Congratulations to our 12 Sports Athlete of the Week, Joey Monell.
Binghamton softball got on the road to Oklahoma City this morning, with its first stop being in Eugene, Oregon. The Bearcats are dancing for the first time in a decade and red hot as Bing boards its flight to head west. The Bearcats are riding a 10-game winning streak heading into the NCAA National Championships, the third longest active streak in the country. Regionals, a double elimination format. Well, Binghamton has not lost back-to-back games either since the month of March. All of these factors that the America East Coach of the Year, Jess Bump, says are reasons why Bing earned the respect of the selection committee.
The fact that we're at the 16 seed as a 3 seed, I think just speaks volumes as to what we've done this season. Our RPI is the best it's ever been. You know, we've been 19-1 in the last 20 games, so I definitely think that probably took into effect when the selection committee was looking at it, but can't wait to hit the road and get out to the West Coast.
Bearcats, as mentioned, got on the road early this morning. First pitch for Binghamton against the ACC Stanford is at 5 p.m. on Friday. And finally, Ponies on the diamond as we speak, and in the top of the 7th, a single wild pitch in the first inning gave Hartford the lone run, but 3-4-5 up right now in the top of the 7th. We'll have highlights from this one at 10 and 11 as well, the game 2 of the doubleheader.
And talking about that athlete of the week,
12 years old, as the producer said, spitting knowledge at 12 years old. So, yeah, he's got a bright future for sure. And who knows, maybe we'll have another Southern Tier Olympian.
Probably. All right, Zach, thank you. And don't go anywhere. We have one final story next.